Good morning, 5th grade, or good afternoon or good night whenever you're watching this. Welcome to our first math video of the week. We have wrapped up our lesson in our unit on decimal division, and we're going back to fractions. So find your math packet. It has a picture of a toucan scratching his little chin at the top. Today we're going to be looking at toucan fraction number 1. The objective today is writing reciprocals of fractions, whole numbers, and mixed numbers. Alright, let's jump into it. Now, a reciprocal of a fraction, all that means is the opposite of the fraction, okay? So if I look at the fraction 1/2, okay? 1/2. That's like if you cut your pizza into only 2 pieces and you eat one of them, you eat 1/2. Well, what's the opposite of 1/2? Here's what you do. To find the opposite, you flip-flop the top number and the bottom. Remember, the top number is called the numerator. The bottom number is called the denominator. So if I do that, 1 is now on the bottom, 2 is at the top. So 1/2, the reciprocal will be 2 over 1. Alright? Now let's take a look at a whole number. Well, how do I find the reciprocal? Whoops. How do I find the reciprocal of a whole number? That's what I want to do. Let's say you have the number 10. Well, what's the reciprocal of that, Mr. Ivan? Because I thought you said you flip-flop the top and the bottom, but there's no top or bottom to flip-flop it too. So what do I do? Here's what you do. Whole numbers always have something underneath them that we're going to call the magic 1. Why do we call it the magic 1? It's the magic 1 because it's there even if you don't see it. So now that I can see that 10 wholes is the same thing as saying 10 over 1, now I can go ahead and write the reciprocal. 10 now goes on the bottom, 1 goes on the top. You get where I'm going with this? Alright, now let's make it a little bit harder. Let's take a look at mixed numbers. Alright, so let's take a look at this mixed number. Let's say 3 3/8. Now it gets a little bit tricky when we find the reciprocal of a mixed number because I can't just say 3 8/3, right? Instead, what I have to do is I have to convert that mixed number into an improper fraction. Now, when I do that, remember, it's been a while since we studied fractions, but we learned this procedure. I'm going to write it down at the bottom. My whole number and my numerator over my denominator gets changed to where my denominator is still on the bottom, but now my top is my whole number times my denominator plus the numerator, okay? And that's what gets me my new improper fraction where the numerator is so much bigger than the denominator. Alright, so let's do that up here. 8 stays on the bottom, but now the top is 3 times 8 plus 3, okay? What's 3 times 8? Very good. 3 times 8 is 24. What's 24 plus 3? Very good. That's going to get you 27. Okay? So now, this gets written as 27 over 8. Now I can find the reciprocal. When I find the reciprocal, 27 over 8, I just do what I did the previous 2 examples. I flip-flop the top and the bottom. When you flip-flop the top and the bottom, 8 is now on the top, 27 is now on the bottom. So my reciprocal of 3 3/8 is 8 27s. Alright guys, put that into practice today on toucan fraction number 1.